So we are not allowed to get the officers' badge numbers. We are not allowed to identify workers in public works and what property is being taken. Nobody's allowed to observe.
We have medics coming finally. Okay. So
there are no itemized itemization of anything being taken.
So we're guessing that there's somewhere in the neighborhood of 30 police officers here this morning who could be writing citations for trespassing, but who are instead confiscating property without benefit of a receipt.
Clark Sullivan, Freeman Sullivan on the web. We're out here at 5 o'clock this morning. Approximately 30 Berkeley Police officers under the direction of the city manager's office showed up here to raid a homeless encampment of approximately 20 people at the corner of Adeline and Oregon. A lot of people's stuff was, we were told to move, and we were told to move, and immediately or lose our stuff. I'm trying to get my lens in front of the police across, Okay.
Have they given any? Have they taken property and issued any receipts for any of the property?
If you look on the back of the trucks there, you'll see that there's people's property. We lost our whole kitchen, and there's a few other items. Our supply tent.
BRUST. I'm founder of Considered a Homeless.
So in these trucks is all the property that's taken.
Yeah, here and across the street.
I had the big supply tent. The biggest tent that was out here was filled with my gear.
Right, and they've spent about on a minimum of $45,000 paying for this. Money that could be better spent housing the homeless.
What?
Instead of paying the police department off.
No,
Yeah.
people just have to go.
So that's why we're out here, folks. That's why I'm out here personally. On behalf of homeless people everywhere, making a stand. We want to form our own communities. We don't need the city government telling us how we should live. Their alternative basically is like going to jail and a shelter. It's just like a jail. It's set up just like a jail. They treat you like a child. You lose your dignity, and that's what the city's all about. In order to be a homeless person and get help in this city, you have to be robbed of your dignity, robbed of your possessions, and robbed of your self-respect. The people that were here, that we gathered under mutual aid, that we could all help each other, under that we can respect each other, that none of our stuff has ever gone missing, ever. There's never been any thieves here at our camp. We don't allow alcohol or hard drugs. And we've managed to be able to keep a pretty peaceful camp. So that just shows you that we don't need anything from the city, really. One thing I did notice in the neighborhood was that they're always trying to accuse homeless people of being dirty and a health nuisance and whatever. Well, we actually have porta pots that we brought that were donated to help alleviate that situation. But I noticed that the city quit picking up the garbage and all the garbage cans around here on purpose because they were picking them up before, just so they could say that all the garbage that was collected in these garbage cans can be used for, they could blame it on us and say that we were the ones contributing to the garbage in the community. So that's the way that works from the city manager's office.
Hey, what happened?
Some homeless people were trying to sleep, and the police are arresting and taking their stuff. So this is BPD's interpretation of the right to observe. I'm on Adeline and Russell Street, approximately a block from where it's actually happening. Excuse me, sir, are you with the press? Are you with the Berkeley side?
I'm sorry?
Are you with the press?
Yes.
Have you been given any access to...
No, I haven't. In fact,
Do you have a recognized press credential?
right here.
There we go. What's your name?
David Bacon.
Hi, David Bacon. Andrea Pritchard. I'm sorry the Berkeley Police aren't letting you do your job.
That's right.
Go ahead. Can you say your name and what was your experience today?
My name is John Slattery, and I live a block and a half from here, and I'm a filmmaker, and I came to document what was happening. I've been documenting the community here and people's response to this community, and the police told me that I could not cross the line or I'd be arrested. And then Mike, who lives in the encampment, Mike asked me to help him across the street to pick up the tent, and I did that. And then I was told that they would take my camera and impound it, and they would arrest me if I didn't leave immediately. So
You said they would impound your camera?
yeah, and I had to walk. They walked me out back across the line. I said all I wanted to do was document what was happening. You know, I could lean against a tree quietly and do that, and not bother anyone, but they wouldn't allow me.
I'm Sally Hindman. I'm a Quaker chaplain.
Tell us
And I was arrested by the police this morning because I refused to respect their police line, their yellow tape, as they were raiding the encampment at 4:45 in the morning, 4 days before Christmas and Hanukkah.
So what is this about a yellow line? What are we seeing here?
They had created a crime scene, and the crime scene was the homeless encampment. And in other words, the people that were homeless, that had no houses in our community and no place to go, were criminals and were being raided at 4 o'clock in the morning, 4 days before Christmas and Hanukkah, and anybody who attempted to interfere with that was a criminal. So I am a criminal. I'm a criminal because I call what they did criminal.
Did you see the police? Did they arrest anybody else?
No.
Did they take people's property?
They took everyone's property. They terrorized everyone. They terrorized.
What do you mean by that?
They terrorized 40 people.
What do you mean they terrorized them?
They had 35 police officers out taking apart this encampment at 4:45 in the morning, and they took everyone's belongings and completely took everything apart. Took apart people's tents, took people's personal belongings away from them, woke everybody up, woke people from what was an attempt at having some kind of a modicum of sleep, and destroyed their peace and quiet 4 days before Christmas, so that they weren't able to even have a place where they could literally lay their heads.